Welcome to another day of real estate exploration in these parts. And we've been doing so through the eyes and business experiences of my friends at Tribetet. They are launching a new real estate product they call Ambience Foreshore, a luxurious piece of real estate overlooking the lagoon. So, today we kick off at the official launch of this brand new venture.
Today is actually the launch of the Ambience Foreshore. It's a luxury prime property in Shongotedo. It's a new thing happening in that axis, and as we know that the road has been so congested that it's very difficult to get from one place to the other. A place that's supposed to take you for 10 minutes, you'll be using 1 hour. So the general plan for the estate is that you don't have any issue, say you want to develop, because we are the developer of the estate, which is Ambience Foreshore. So we are doing the road network, we are doing the drainages. So what you just do is you buy and you start building on your property. So it's a 24 hours service estate in terms of electricity, in terms of other amenities that you can enjoy. There will be swimming pool there, and there will also be children play area for your kids. The good thing about this property is that you can access Lekki Phase 1, you can access Banana Island, you can access the whole of Ikoyi from the site.
Ambience Foreshore can be accessed through the waterways from Marina, Ikoyi, Ikorodu, Ekpe, and everywhere else on the waterways of Lagos. And I think that is the true beauty of this particular piece of real estate.
It was a wonderful journey from Lekki Phase 1 to the site here in Shongotedo. And this is Ambience Foreshore. You can see some of the clients are already building on the site. The highest minutes you use is 15 to 20 minutes from Shongotedo to Lekki Phase 1.
It's always an exciting fanfare at Tribetet events. Realtors, prospective buyers, even well-wishers were already on site waiting to get the launch party started.
We are launching Ambience Foreshore in the name of the Father, Amen, and of the Son, Amen, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Ambience Foreshore. For life. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
The Lekki-Aja axis is notorious for flooding, especially in the rainy season. And this perhaps is the biggest concern many people have about real estate in that zone. So, I put the question to Dr. Gbenga Adeleke, the Director of Operations at Tribetet.
Firstly, do we even see any of our estates being flooded with water? Because we do what we do, building planning, before we venture into any development. What we do first is to study the topography of the environment, to study the flow of water when it rains in that environment. We look around if there's a nearby canal or lagoon whereby all water will be channeled towards. So these are the basic things that we look into before we venture into any development.
Tribetet definitely has a solid track record in ensuring that the foundation levels of the houses they build are higher than the road levels, and this, I'm told, prevents even excessive flooding from affecting residents of their estates. I wanted to know more about this amazing piece of real estate called Ambience Foreshore. So I'm back at Tribetet's office in Aja axis of the city, not far away from Ambience Foreshore itself. The layout of this estate is truly breathtaking. The fact that residents can actually have their boats parked at the estate boat ramp right in the middle of the estate is just super cool. I'm meeting Dr. Emmanuel Abikoye, the Marketing Director of Tribetet, today, and he'll be taking me through all of the extraordinary plans they have for Ambience Foreshore.
Extraordinary. Wow. So this
yeah, so
black houses with pet houses.
Basically, this is the 3D prototype for the ambience for sure, just to let people have a feel of what the estate is going to look like. Let's start from here so that I can walk you through what we're expecting. So this is the entrance, this is the gatehouse. This is the regional road, because the regional road cuts across the front of the estate. So that is one major advantage that anybody that buys into this project has, because regional road is one of the major roads that we have on the highland here. And you can see from what is happening in VGC, the constructions has already started. So this is the entrance. Once you drive into the estate, we have the lake view directly facing you. The lake
Right
itself.
in the middle of the estate.
Yes. So once you comes in, you hit the lake. This road is already established. You can see the last time we visit site.
Yeah.
The road is already established. So you have the lake, and it's run through down into the creek, then from the creek to the lagoon.
So this is
Yes. So this is the lake now.
Yeah, all the way down.
All the way down. Then we have the creek. Then to the lagoon, which is a larger water body.
I love it. And
Yeah,
then
so-
there's a jetty here.
Yes,
Right in the middle of the
there's
estate.
a boat ramp here for estate, because we know that there will be residents of this estate that also they have their own private boat, they have their own private yacht. They can dock it here by the boat ramp that will be provided here, and also the estate is Pasu A, Pasu B. The lake divided into Pasu A and Pasu B. So we have this bridge. Also, it's going to be a wooden, very fine aesthetic bridge that is going to link both Pasu together, from the middle of the estate. So if you look at all of this now, this is green. This is the green area
Okay.
for the entire estate. This is the green area, and the
All
green
the
area.
points where you have green.
Yes, all the point. If you look at from the beginning of the lake, the green area goes straight down. It boundaries the lake. So it's going to be like a relaxation spot
That's
for estate
families,
occupants. Yes, for families. No, we're going to have trees just like it is. We have sit out area just by the boundary of the lake, so people can sit out, to come out of their house. They can sit, they can entertain their guests, they can enjoy that atmosphere, that luxury life kind of thing. And also we have shoreline protection. You saw a sample the last time we visited the site. So we have the shoreline protection that runs around the entire estate. You can see it. It's run around the entire. So it's to protect the water bodies by the time it rises up, it protects it from overflowing into the estate, so that we don't have flooding. Because a lot of people they asking that question. So how do you prevent flooding? How do you guard against?
That's a major concern.
Yeah. So we have already the tested shoreline protection already. So we've done it already, so people can come, they see it. Okay, this is how it's going to look like to prevent the water bodies and it's high enough, even higher than the major road. So there's no way we can experience flooding.
And I see that you have various kinds of buildings, 2 stories, 3 stories.
Yes, the beauty of having a property within this kind of estate is now you need to be able to have that view, So imagine you are at the penthouse of your luxury apartment and you have the view of the lagoon, and it gives some kind of feeling, some kind of inspirations that comes with it. So, but we're going to have duplexes as well, one floor, 2 floors, duplex on 2 floors, but also we're open to subscribers that wants to do high rises, so that you can get that Miami vibes. That's
Miami. You know what I find really cool about this is I can drive into the estate and there's a lake right in between it. It's not at the back. It's right inside.
It's right in between
so I
the
can
estate.
come out of my house and just get on my boats and boom into the.
And also it's because it's leads to the lagoon, it serves as a major transportation means for people that they don't want to spend much time in traffic. From
Yeah.
Ambience Foreshore to Lekki Phase 1 is just within 15-20 minutes. Yeah, so you can escape the Lagos traffic, most especially the one we normally witness on the Lekki Expressway, by just boarding on your boat and
Go to Victoria Island.
to Viha, Ikoyi, Ikorodu, talk about anywhere you want to go. And it's also, this water body also leads straight to Epe, where we have the new airport now.
Yes,
That's,
yes.
yeah, so it's less than 15 minutes as well, 20-15 minutes from Foreshore to Epe on a boat
Easy
ride.
stuff. Wow. This is incredible.
Yeah.
You guys are always blowing my mind. You know, just doing it big.
Yes, now.
Transforming the whole real estate sector.
Talked about Travitat, we do big things only.
Yes.
Big things only. And also one major concern people also asking about, this is an estate that is open to the water body. Like, how do you prevent against, how do you make sure that the estate is well secured, So, first of all, we have our surveillance center very close to the security house. We're already building already. That is already undergoing construction.
Yeah.
So the surveillance center is where we have all our security guys, This is the station. And also around the lake, we're going to have a security wire mesh. That is going to go around the lake to prevent intruders coming from
the waterways.
Yes. So the moment there is a breach in that, triggers. Yes. So the surveillance guys can deploy their guys. So we're going to have surveillance center here at the gates. Then we have another very close to the lagoon. So we have another surveillance center here. So there is 24-hour security. So you're not going to experience the intruders coming in, jumping in. And once there is anyone trying to breach that security, it triggers, then our men can deploy our men to go and see, okay, what is happening, and they can arrest the situation.
You guys build higher than the normal levels of Ambience 1 and 2. I saw.
Yeah.
So you're bringing all of that in here just as double protection against water rising.
Exactly. If you look at some of the structures that are already coming up on the site, you see that the height of the foundation is higher than the road level.
Yes.
So whatever anyone is building, whatever structure any of our subscribers will be building, we make sure that we verify it to our engineers. They go through it to see that they meet up with the standard. So whatever foundations you are doing must be higher than the road level, so that we can also secure your own investment as well.
Sounds good. Looks good to me, guys. It's time to subscribe, get into this one. And you know me now. I like penthouse. I've booked all the penthouse.
No problem. I'll book one for you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Mr.
Best
Steve.
wishes.
Thank you.
Introducing Ambience Foreshore, an astonishing waterfront estate for those who cherish luxury living, privacy, and tranquility. This incredible masterpiece comprises of 300 square meters, 500 square meters, and lakeview plots overlooking the Lagos Lagoon and Omo Creek with a boat ramp for navigating waterways, whether for recreation or transportation. Ambience Foreshore provides breathtaking opportunities for snorkeling. Safeguarded from flooding by international standards shoreline protection, the estate has many amazing features that make it perfect for families. Recreation centers for everyone, 24/7 security with full CCTV surveillance, 24/7 electricity, shopping centers, perfect for beautiful coastal retreat with close proximity to Neville Mall, Thesaurus Bay Jetty, Pelican Resort, and Omo Creek. You and your family get the best of both worlds, the allure of nature and the vibes of the city. With an initial deposit of 5 million naira, you can own a piece of Ambience Foreshore today. Buy any one of our 300 square meters, 500 square meters, and Lakeview plots today and experience the splendors of waterfront living. To take advantage of this limited time offer, call now.
Next, I'm going to be talking to Niyi Adesanya, the founder of Fifth Gear Consulting and convener of the Niyi Adesanya Leadership Bootcamp, business think tank, and Founders Leadership Intelligence Program, FLIP, which had a special session that focused on real estate. A session they call Gathering of Kings. His Imperial Majesty Oni of Ife and the Alara of Ilara Ekwe were in attendance alongside High Chiefs representing the Oniru of Iruland, Victoria Island, and the Elegushi of Ikate, Lekki. It is worth noting that prior to becoming king, Oni Adeyeye Enitan Ogunwusi was a major player in the real estate sector, and it still is.
For the last 25 years of my life, there's never been one day that I didn't raise a block to build something, and that's the truth. I think what is fundamentally wrong with Nigerian companies, before we will now tune it down to real estate, we don't have a strong succession plan. And every time we blame government for this, blame government for that. For a lot of people that worked under me that are doing very well now, or a whole lot of them that I still mentor because it's my passion, I tell them all the time that please make A while the sun shines. You need to put structure in place. You need to train people around you. You need to give stock options to your workers. But one thing actually struck me yesterday that Flip talked about, and it was my clear strategy. When I was actually very active in real estate, I decided to be very close to kings in the domain that I'm practicing this, my venture. Kabiyesi Oba Akiolu, Oba of Lagos, Olowo Eko, was a father to me, very close to him. I used to go and meet him over lunch, dinner, even breakfast, just to have that cover to support me if I'm having issues of Omonile. And the same with Kabiyesi Oniru, the late Oniru, not the current Oniru. He was a father because I did quite a lot of developments in Oniru, all the way to Ojomu, where I was able to establish one of the greatest assets God gave to me in terms of building very huge capacity. I had a senior partner then, his name is Yemidu, very modest, but gave that kind of good platform for us to express ourselves, and we were able to bring out one of the biggest estates in Nigeria today, and that is called Northern Foreshore Estate. We were able to put it together, do the Chevron Road, do the connection along Mobile. We were actually very active when it comes to infrastructure, and we were not actually waiting for government to do all these things.
Niyi Adesanya is arguably Nigeria's leading voice in leadership and organizational peak performance and strategy. He is a speaker and coach. So I'm having a sit down with him to unravel his work and experience with players in the real estate sector, especially to understand what his Gathering of Kings program was all about. So you have done a lot of work in performance management, helping businesses scale, grow, function properly. The last edition of Flip was quite interesting, and that is why we're here to talk to you. Most of all, you gathered kings to speak with or speak to CEOs of major real estate businesses in this country. First of all, what informed that? Why the kings and why the CEOs of real estate?
Well, I think I will go with speak with and speak to, because when we talk about my gathering, is not somebody speaking to people, it's more about a dialogue. So the king came to speak with and at the same time speak to the participant. Most of the guys who were with me are into real estate. So I realized that, okay, these guys have lines in the domain of those kings. So why not just let us parley together and form a good alliance and relationship? We never can tell. Could there be something going wrong in the future or going very right in the future? And then we need to step in and then correct a lot of things. And then probably these kings may have opportunities. My guys are readily available to take up the opportunity. So that's why we went all out, and then we called the FLEEP and the Founders Leadership Intelligence Program, the one for 2022. We call that the Gathering of Kings.
It appears to me that you have, in the last few years, become what we may call, although I'm very sure you'll be modest about this too, but you've become like a nexus in the real estate business for the leaders in the real estate business. Of course, I mean, you touch every other sector, oil and gas, banking, and so on and so forth, finance. But I'm more interested in real estate today. Why do you think this is so important, both as a business and for sustaining economies?
Well, when you look at the industry that has made more millionaires and billionaires, you realize that out of the 7 finance services, real estate, it's very prominent. And real estate is not just prominent, but it's the oldest, faithful, consistent over centuries, not even over the years, centuries over centuries. And you even realize that even if you're playing in the financial or the technology space, you still need to have a piece of real estate, whether you like it or yes. So looking at that, that means it tells you that real estate is probably the most guaranteed means of creating wealthy people.
What would you say you have learned over 2 decades, maybe, or more, of speaking, mentoring, talking to these people? What would you say is that one thing that you need the most to, maybe not one thing, but, what's the core that you need to hold on to and nurture the most to really become successful in the real estate game?
We embark on something in our own organization that is called the MAZE procedure. The MAZE is an acronym of mentoring, advisory, coaching, and evaluation. That's why I call myself a mentor, an advisor, a coach, and an evaluator. Now, every real estate person needs a mentor, because there's some things you think you're seeing, but you're not seeing it. And then I teach something on sophisticated leadership. There's a place you can't get to. When decisions are made for or against you, most of the time you won't be in the room. But you need somebody who can get into that room and get something done for you. Who can protect you. So you need a mentor. And then you need also an advisor. Somebody who will advise you, tell you things to do, what to do. And then the person doesn't necessarily have to play in your industry, but he has vast knowledge or experience to be able to deploy for you. And then you now talk about coaching, because leadership actually need coaching, a whole lot of it, because there have to be a progression from leadership, operational leadership, to strategic leadership, to sophisticated leadership. And then you have the fourth one, which is the evaluation. We evaluate, look at the health situation of your organization, because many people fail to realize that you can grow right now, but if you're not healthy, the growth is going to kill you. Health brings growth. Growth without health brings demise. You're going to wreck that business.
So let's come back to Nia Adesoya. You're an author of several books, and I hope that one of these days we can sit down and talk about your books, because I know how loaded and so you're and that's why I call it a knowledge empire, and it's a result-based knowledge empire.
Thank you.
So what's next? We are men and we are talking. So let me talk about, your next event, Men on Demand, and that's coming up soon.
Yeah, it's coming up on the 17th of December.
Yeah.
It's just a gathering of men. And then you see, one of the things I want to say here is that people think don't do free stuff. But interestingly, the Men on Demand is a free program and is holding in a co-hotel. A co-hotel, the Grand Ballroom, and it's free, and we're trying to put 200 men in that space. But it has to be 200 men that can act on what we are talking about. That's why we said it's strictly by invitation. Although it is free, but strictly by invitation. We want to make sure that the men who come into that room are people that can apply.
Thank you very much.
It's always a pleasure.
This opportunity to speak with you.
It's always a pleasure.
We look forward to talking to you again.
Yeah,
Thank you.
same here.
Niyi Adesoya's Men on Demand is certainly a master tent for every man of dreams and vision. There, you will find a community of other men and support. Okay, so here's what I'm taking away today. The real estate sector, although it is one major sector that has proven to withstand a myriad economic turmoil the world over, it, however, requires serious knowledge and capacity. Whatever it is that you plan to do in the sector, make sure you are dealing with people with the credibility, track record, and integrity to deliver on their promises and, of course, your expectations. So, it's never about the hype. I'll be back next week as we journey through the world of real estate together. You can watch previous episodes of the show on YouTube at Shyne Broadcasting and drop a comment. My name is Laniyi Stevens. See you next week and bye for now.